Hello, welcome to The Modern Lady, where you'll learn how to elevate your life with elegance. I'm Deborah. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe so that you can get an update when I've got a new video to share. If you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for your continued support of this channel. I appreciate and adore you all. Well, ladies, today's topic is not necessarily a positive, happy, upbeat one, but it is something that does occur. Those situations and moments when you need to gracefully express condolences to an acquaintance or friend. And there's a way to do that with elegance and with class. So I'm going to give you a couple of techniques to gracefully express sympathy and condolences. Now, the first thing you should do is to always be sincere. Anytime you are insincere, when you are just saying something without emotion or care or concern, most people can typically tell. So you want to be sincere in your interactions with that person. And instead of being awkward or beating around the bush, you can directly say something with a sincere, compassionate, heartfelt concern to express your sympathy and condolences. But you certainly want to always make sure that you are sincere and you are expressing your heartfelt care and concern. Because anytime you are not, people are really easily going to pick up on that, not to mention it's simply disrespectful. So it's never a good time to make humor or make light of the fact that someone has lost a loved one, but it is important that you are sincere when expressing your sympathy. You also want to show empathy, and when you do that, you're sharing your compassion, your level of care for someone. You're not necessarily just, blandly asking them or asking without really inquiring to care. You actually are making sure that that person is doing okay, and you're there to lend that sense of support and sympathy. Showing empathy is really important because we all deserve empathy, and especially after losing a loved one, someone definitely needs that level of care and compassion from you. So you definitely want to show your compassion, to be graceful when you are expressing your sympathy and condolences. The third way you can express your condolences with grace is to be helpful. How can you offer to help someone when they are going through a difficult time? Maybe it's picking up something from the store for them, running an errand, or cooking them a meal. But there are different ways that you can be helpful and not necessarily just ask someone, well, how are you doing? And then walk away. You can offer to lend a hand, and to be graceful in doing so, you are certainly going to show your empathy, being sincere, being compassionate, and really just help someone through a difficult time. Unfortunately, going through this situation, when you are losing a loved one, or when a friend or family member has lost a loved one, it's something that's just a fact of life. So we all are going to be in that situation and go through that cycle of life. So whenever you are helpful and you are eager to extend a hand to someone else, it's kind of just like paying it forward. Not that you would expect that person to do something for you when you need it, but the universe will give you the gift of someone showing you empathy and compassion to help you when you are in that situation yourself. So let's talk about a few of the things that are not appropriate to say and a few things that are appropriate to say when you're expressing your sympathy and condolences. So there's a couple of things you want to avoid. How are you holding up? And I know how you feel. Or she or he is in a better place. Those are three phrases you want to avoid saying when you are expressing your condolences, because they're just inappropriate. You don't know how someone is feeling, and whether or not you know they're in a better place, it's just not appropriate to really steer the conversation in that direction. So, of course, when you ask the question, how are you holding up? someone that is going through a loss, they're not doing well. So that's not really a question you would want to ask. There are some other things that you can say that are much more supportive and graceful for you to share with them instead. So some of the things you can say when you're gracefully expressing your condolences and sympathy are, I'm sorry for your loss, you're in my thoughts and prayers, and I love you. Just letting the person know that you are there for them if or when they want to talk. If it is a good friend, if it's someone that you're close to, a coworker that you're friends with, that is definitely the way to show not only that you care, but that when they are ready, if they want to speak with you and talk through how they're feeling or just some difficult situations that they're facing and how this is hard for them to get through that, then you are leaving the door open for them to come to you whenever the time is right. And it's just lending that helpful, compassionate ear and shoulder for someone to rely on as a good friend and as a good coworker or acquaintance based on your relationship. Now, whether or not you knew the person that passed away, you certainly can keep your friend or acquaintance that's going through that situation in your thoughts and prayers, and their entire family, really, because the loss affects more than just one person that you may know. So it's really important that you are just able to be supportive and be kind, show empathy, have compassion for them during that time, because it's a very difficult situation to experience, and it's certainly something that it affects people in different ways. So it's really a personal experience, and how people are going through the loss and managing and dealing with that grief is going to be different for everyone. So you as a friend or a loved one of the person that is dealing with the loss, what you can do, the best thing for you to do is to just be supportive and be there for them when they need you. Well, ladies, if you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful as you are supporting your friends, your family, your colleagues, or any acquaintances you may know dealing with the loss, I would love to see you give this video a thumbs up. Again, this situation is something that we all go through when we lose loved ones, so it affects all of us, how we are interacting and supporting one another when this challenge and this circumstance does arise. So I hope that this video was helpful for you, and I know someone out there watching this is going to be beneficial, and so I hope that it gives you some sense of encouragement and advice for you dealing with how to support the loved ones in your family when they are paying their condolences and their respects for losing a loved one. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you found it helpful, and I will see you again in another one. Bye for now.